Welcome to Calm in the Classroom. It starts with the teacher. I'm Nancy Siegel, and it is my pleasure to be your facilitator for this course. In our 2 weeks together, you will learn, experience, and practice new tools and techniques to bring calm into your classroom. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself to you. I recently received my master's in educational leadership from Montclair State University. Additionally, I completed a principal internship at the university's full inclusive preschool, the Ben Samuels Children's Center. As an administrator at the school, I worked in the classroom as well as with parents, teachers, and the specialists in the school. My responsibilities included advocating, nurturing, and supporting teacher learning and growth with a focus on teachers' social emotional competency as well as student social emotional development. I also focused on fostering classroom safety through promoting successful classroom management tools and techniques. I began my career in the early childhood classrooms at Manhattan Day School and at Magen David in Brooklyn. Over the past 10 years, I've been creating and implementing educationally based and yoga inspired programming for both children and educators. In 2003, I founded and directed Nishima Yoga Center, Breath in Hebrew, where I taught yoga for children. An outgrowth of the Yoga Center was Caddy Camp, which stands for Circus, Art, Dance, Drama, and Yoga, and it was a creative arts program for children 6 through 11. The Nishima Caddy Camp philosophy has helped over 1,000 children learn how to be in touch with their inner worlds, helping them find their inner voice and strengths. For the past 5 years, I've used the Nishima Caddy model in my experiential workshops for educators. My workshops have given both seasoned and less experienced educational professionals an opportunity to refresh, enhance, and support their existing techniques and capabilities. The workshops, with an emphasis on self-reflection and calming techniques, have empowered over 800 educators, both administrators and classroom teachers, with new ways to enhance and reignite the joy of learning in themselves and in their students. My track record shows that I know what it takes to make a good teacher great and a great teacher even greater. I have a BA in early childhood education from Chatham College in Pittsburgh and postgraduate work in moral development from Harvard University and developmental psychology from Teachers College. I received my certification with Yoga Kids and Radiant Child Yoga Teacher Training programs, and I have been practicing yoga for almost 20 years. The first thing we'll be doing in our time together will be to find out what methods you already use to create calm in your classrooms. That is assignment number 1, which you will find in the Apply section. You will be watching videos of renowned people in the field, and you will be challenged to find ways to link the tools you use already to the new ones presented in this course. You will also learn how to link these tools to classroom management techniques. From our time together, you will see how these techniques can lay the foundation for an early childhood classroom, one that is a safe, nurturing, learning environment, focusing on resilience, empathy, and other social emotional competencies. Each week will offer a blend of both philosophy and practice, as we will focus on classroom management and mindfulness. Classroom management, or the ability to create a purposeful and supportive learning environment, is a central element of effective teaching, yet for many teachers, both new and experienced, it can be a daily struggle. And mindfulness is defined as the ability to be aware in the present moment without judgment. Being mindful is the best way to create calm in the classroom, as we will find. You will learn different mindfulness techniques for you to practice on your own, as well as for you to implement into your classrooms. We will be discussing techniques for creating order and engagement in the classroom and offer solutions for fine-tuning your own practices as well as deepening your understanding of student behavior. Hopefully, these new tools will help you become more confident, which will help you become more empowered, engaged, and excited classroom leaders. Renowned neuropsychiatrist Dr. Daniel Siegel posits that we need to add three new R's to education: resilience, relationships, and reflection. I would like to posit that we need to add three E's: empowerment, engagement, and excitement, because I feel these three E's lead to sustained educator enjoyment and retention, which prevents burnout, creating a ripple effect of enjoyment in the classroom and throughout the entire school. Bringing a sense of calm to our lives by simply being calm, by being quiet, by being present, is so important for many reasons. Being mindful helps us individually, and it helps us as a society. We are always on the go, rushing from one place to the next, which creates a sense of chronic anxiety. We have so little downtime. We need to bring calm to our lives and create a way of paying attention, moment to what's happening within and all around us without judgment. We can use breath awareness for attention training. When the mind wanders off, we need to bring it back. Every time it wanders off, bring it back. It's that simple. Well, it sounds simple, but actually it takes practice, a lot of practice. When you're able to do that, you're strengthening the muscle of attention. You're actually creating more connectivity in the brain cells, in the circuits that regulate attention. Psychologist Dr. Daniel Goleman says our attention is under siege today. There are overwhelming demands on kids today to pay attention, and he claims that there is an insidious technological assault on our attention. We need time off to recover and recuperate. Our awareness is under assault because all those things pull at our attention. He says we need to focus in his new book entitled Focus. We need to help our students do this because when they are self-regulated through self-care tools, everyone behaves well because they feel well. Goleman asks what is happening to our children today, and he answers, today's children are the first generation in our history to grow up with so many distractions. Kids are less able to comprehend and less able to sustain a deep attention that they need in school. There are all kinds of technological lures, even for our preschoolers, video games, etc. This is why we need to help kids train their attention. We didn't have to do this in the past. Kids could do it more automatically. So that's why we need to give attention training. But the work needs to start with the teacher, and that's what our program is. The training needs to begin with the teacher's own ability to practice finding calm. It's as simple as following your breath in a rigorous way, so when the mind wanders off, you can notice and bring it back. Every time you bring it back, you are strengthening the muscle of attention. You are actually creating more creativity in the brain, in the circuits that regulate attention. When you learn how to pay attention, you are learning how to choose what to pay attention to. We need to teach the ability to know how to pay attention because it is the very basis of the readiness to learn. You can't have a deep understanding without having the ability to sustain your attention and ignore distractions. Teachers need to manage their own focus and be able to sustain a focus and learn how to focus on what matters the most at any given time. We are finding now that the brain can't really multitask. Neuroscientists say what we are really doing when we think we are multitasking is switching rapidly from one thing to another. And the switch has a cost. The thing you are paying attention to that matters the most, that you are switching your attention from when you are multitasking, really disrupts your ability to continue to focus on that one thing. And it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get full concentration back. Practicing mindfulness lights up the left frontal cortex, the part of the brain tied to peace, happiness, and calm. This reduces the stress hormone cortisol, which suggests when we focus, we make better decisions. Keeping mindfulness in our back pocket is a valuable tool to keep us healthy, happy, and whole, giving us energy to perform better and giving us access to quieting, pausing, and getting in touch with the self. When we can focus on the here and now, it gives new freedom to navigate our reality. Teaching teachers about mindfulness and their social emotional competencies, and teaching our students how to practice mindfulness gives them a technique, a skill set on how to mobilize their attention and place it on a problem they are dealing with in the classroom. Mindfulness teaches kids how to pay attention, how to be kind to other people, and how to be compassionate. Paying attention and being aware reduces stress and will have a transformational effect on our educational systems, Dr. Goleman says. He says that mindfulness provides a good excuse to unplug and chill out, or in his words, disconnect to connect. This is something that teachers can do to develop their social emotional skills, not only to guard against long-term burnout, but also to help them deal with stressful events while they are happening. Programs have been embraced to help improve students' attention, emotion regulation, and learning. But the focus for the most part has been on students rather than teachers. Teachers are naturally empathetic and compassionate towards their students, but often these qualities get lost in the stress of classroom life. And what matters most is the all-important relationship between teacher and student. By deliberately practicing mindfulness techniques that cultivate kindness towards others, a teacher is more present and available first and foremost for herself, and as a result, more present and available for those around her, be it students, colleagues, or parents. Calm down. We all have said these words at some point to either a student, a child, a friend, a colleague, or even to ourselves. But the words are meaningless unless we know how. The best way to teach how to be calm is to learn it yourself. But that is usually not our default when we have behavior issues that need to be addressed. The fight or flight reflex kicks in, and that makes us upset. And the last thing we think of is stopping before we continue, which is the very thing that will clear our heads and help us problem solve more effectively. Our reflexes are automatic and immediate, but teachers who can remain calm manage their stress much better. So how do we do that? All the teaching in the world won't mean a thing if we don't put what we know into practice. Like with any other skill, practice is the key. So let's practice. Please go to the Apply section to find your assignments. Thank you very much.